What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I think is another Supra kind of day. I gotta say, in all honesty, between the GT-R and the Supra, maybe because it's still brand new, the Supra is what I end up going with all the time. I love driving this thing. One of my favorite features in this car, when it's locked, I have it to where the mirrors will fold like that, and then grabbing it, they automatically fold out. To me, that is just something super cool. So we're gonna hop on inside the car. It is a little tight getting in here. All right, and the car roars to life now. And we might have our first check engine light. I don't think it's a check engine light. Let me, notifications, let's see what we got. Inflate tires. So looks like we have a low tire, about 10 PSI lower actually. So it looks like we have a low tire light on the dash exactly at 400 miles. So it said it was the back one over here. Let's take a look. Oh, there we go. Let me get a zoom in look. All right, let me back up real quick. All right, so here we go. Looks like we have a screw right in the center of the tire. So hopefully that is an easy fix. I know that can definitely be repaired. But yeah, 400 miles later, we already have an issue with the car running over a nail. Of course that is gonna happen on a brand new car. Ironically, I have not hit a nail with the new tires on the GT-R yet. But yeah, that's what we got going on right now. And this is a 17 millimeter, in case I didn't already say that. Well, there is the first bit of disassembly that I have done on the Supra. Here's just a good look at the rear rotor, and then the brake caliper, the shock. So I haven't really actually looked at all the kind of mechanics of the car, but pretty neat to see. We got a BMW logo right on the strut. We can get a good look at the actual axle. That's a pretty thick axle. That is impressive to see. And then we have the electronic controls for this active damping in the suspension. Sway bar looks actually thicker than the one you get in the GT-R's rear end. All right, so let's see how screwed my tire is. Literally screwed. I don't know if I'm gonna back it out all the way, but I'll kind of feel out until we get towards the end. You can probably hear that. So we got a 2-inch decking nail, or decking screw. So we're just gonna put this back in. Yeah, these are not run flats, I don't believe. But we'll at least just pop that back in place. So, time to use the GT-R as a workhorse. We're gonna load it up in the back of this and head to Discount Tire and leave the Supra sitting here on jack stands. Well, this is not the first time I've had tires sitting in the back of the GT-R. It should fit pretty well. It's just gonna squeak its way in there. And that is about it. Although I have this stuff in the trunk. Oh man. In case anybody is wondering, this is linked in the description. This is actually a portable jump starter. Super convenient to have. But here we go. The GT-R is going to be bringing the Supra's tire to the shop. That's it. Now, driving the GT-R, which I haven't driven in quite a while. So we're going to lock up the Supra now. And back to my favorite feature when I hit the lock button. I absolutely love that. I've always wanted a car that did that. All right, on to the shop in the GT-R, saying goodbye to the Supra. That, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, although at least it's nothing really crazy. Just a simple little tire repair. Kind of sad seeing a brand new car already sitting up on jack stands. Although it is a BMW, so that isn't too uncommon. However, hopefully mechanically, the car doesn't have any issues. I'm getting more and more used to the Supra. As much as I'm getting used to the Supra and how smooth it is, We definitely needed to get exhaust on that thing. It's like trumpets just playing in the background. It's such an amazing sound. We got 35,200 miles on the GT-R right now. It is such a different car. I am still a little unsure how long will the GT-R stay around, just because I genuinely love how good the Supra is. It is a fast car. It handles way better than this, and one of the best handling cars I've ever driven, to be honest. But it handles so well, and there's so much to offer. And once it's tuned up, you know, exhaust system, full bolt-ons, all that good stuff, I mean, that is really gonna be a hard car to beat. So we'll see. Comment down below if I were to sell the GT-R in the next 6 months, because once the Corvette gets here, we will see, you know, the fate of this car. But comment down below what you think would replace the R35. This has about 600 wheel horsepower, so I think I need a car that I can tune, you know, something with turbos on it, maybe twin turbos, to where I can get it up to this type of power level. However, maybe something with a manual, because the Supra is going to be an amazing daily / automatic sports car. The GT-R, while it's not a manual, its transmission is just as clunky and crazy and dramatic as a manual. So anything else, I would need a stick shift to have this type of drama. So comment down below what would replace this when the time comes. So I'd like to hear you guys' opinions on that. Let's do a little blast under this bridge. All right, second gear. Oh my gosh. So hopefully a new exhaust will come for the Supra shortly. I'm not gonna do a downpipe just yet, because I'm unsure if I need to tune the car right with the downpipe. I'm like 50-50. Some people have said you won't need to tune it right away, but I know with the GT-R, once I did the downpipes, I would need to do the stage 3 tune, which is why I had my tuner with me, because you can risk over boosting the turbos being catless when it's not tuned for a catless setup. So we'll see on that. I definitely want to do a catback first, just to get a little bit more sound out of it. So hopefully in a few more months or so, I still want to do some more things with the car stock, just to really feel out what the Supra is bone stock, and then we'll do some mods to it. And I made the U-turn. Alright, so leaving the tire with Discount Tire, it is sitting right there. It's going to take them like an hour or so to get to it. So we're going to go run some errands real quick in the GT-R. But kind of sad to see, I can see it at my mirror, brand new car part just, oh come on Honda. The Honda doesn't want us to see the tire as we drive away from it. But there it is, just sitting there. Bye Super Tire, we will see you in like 2 hours. Oh man, I don't like leaving parts of my car without being there. It's gonna take them, I guess, an hour or so to get to it, which I'm not gonna just sit there and do nothing. But no, that is kind of sad to see. Alright, so I have found something to do. Since I have like 2 hours to kill, I took a trip out to my parents' house. First and foremost, to say hi to Maddie. What's up, buddy? How are you? And show you guys what actually happened last weekend. If you follow us on Instagram, you saw this on a story that I made. But I actually destroyed the tire on my dirt bike. So we went riding, which we used to ride all the time in high school. We did AMA racing all through high school. Every weekend, this was our life, riding dirt bikes. But we went to the track and I killed the tube on my tire. I don't know if you can tell right here, but there are some cuts all in it, so it's definitely dry rot. This is the original tire. My bike is a 2011. It actually only has like 12 hours on it. Right when we bought these things brand new, I started college and then stopped dirt biking, unfortunately, just how things worked. So that's 2 tires of my vehicles that are completely ruined. And on a side note, if anybody's actually interested in buying a dirt bike, kind of for sale, staying with my brother's 250. He's got the Honda CRF 250R. Again, we raced all through high school and then bought the dirt bikes, and right when I started college, we pretty much stopped riding just because we had no time. Unfortunately, just growing up, that's what happens. But anyway, that is the bike with a destroyed tire. I'm not doing too well on tires, and Maddie is still, what are you doing, buddy? I'm gonna get you. Anyway, Maddie's being weird. So that's it. I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit. I will catch up with you guys back at Discount Tire, hopefully with an undamaged Super rim and a perfectly sealed tire. Oh man, that really does not get old. Oh man, I love it. I haven't floored it in first gear like that in a long time. Yeah, if this video is just me accelerating in the GT-R, I'm sorry, but I haven't driven it in like a week, so. Oh my gosh, I love this car. I say that too many times probably, and I don't even know. Even thinking about selling it is kind of stupid to think about right now. So if you're triggered for me even saying that, I get it, I'm sorry, but it's always fun to think about the next car, but man. Gosh, it sounds so good. All right, back to Discount Tire, and look at my beautiful Supra wheel. And they even cleaned the tire, it looks. But rim, definitely in good shape, everything all nice. I don't know where the actual damage is, looks like right here, but all professionally repaired, so there's not gonna be any issues with that. All right, there we go. Tire all squared away, and I have it locked, there we go. All right, well that wasn't too bad of a job. It was free at the end of the day, which is nice. I guess having an account with Discount Tire is a benefit. My only concern is they said they rebuilt the valve stem or TPMS or something. I think they do that every time, but being brand new, it's not like it needed it. My only concern is I hope there's no codes that come up where the car can't recognize the TPMS. So I'm a little concerned about that, but we'll take it for a spin once it's back installed just to confirm everything's all good. So this is like 33 PSI, they should be 38. So this is the first time now driving the Supra right after driving the GT-R. Already it's so weird now. I'm so used to this and now I'm used to that car. So first impressions now in this, immediately after that, it's so comfortable and smooth and little. It's such a tiny little car. The brakes feel really good on this car though. It's so quiet too, it's very quiet. This thing needs an exhaust. And the amount of smoothness that this transmission and everything offers. Man, such a different car. It's crazy how different these cars are. But this car can do quite a lot of what the GT-R can do. But even after all that driving, gone about 3 miles now, I don't think the light is going off, so we are still under pressure, going under the notifications again, so it's still telling me the exact same thing. As we go in here, I don't know how well you guys can see it, as we go into the actual tire pressure, 34 PSI, so it's reading it, so that is a good sign. Wow. I hope you guys knew that really well. That's 4,000 RPM. That was like 5,500. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait for this car to have a full exhaust system. That is going to sound amazing. Companies are still just in R&D for their catback systems. But I think that is going to wrap up today's video. We'll do one last acceleration for the video before we actually completely end it. But that is about it for the video. We are in first gear. Wow. Wow, I think the tail end got out just a little bit. But I drove this car the other day on some really good roads, kind of like what we're on right now. And man, this thing handles so well. So that is going to wrap up today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next video.